we've had the pigs for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to talk about their breed a little bit. They are an Ossabow Island Hog Berkshire mix. So I haven't heard of Ossabow Island Hog. I've heard of like the Mangalitsa's, which is what I thought they were. The Berkshire, like the pink pigs. I don't really know that much about pigs anyway, but when I Googled the Ossabow Island Hog, I didn't find a lot of information, but they're from an island off of Georgia in like the United States. And apparently the Spanish left them there in 1700s, and they've been there ever since. And then when they did like DNA testing, that they think that they might have got those pigs from the Caribbean. They say that they're from Spain, but apparently like their DNA suggests that they're from the Caribbean. I don't know. I'm not a pig expert, but they're an island hog, and because they were on that island, they kind of adapted for times of like food abundance and food scarcity. So that means that they will get a little bit more marbled than you might see like the pink pig get, because they'll hold that fat. But they don't seem to overeat. I know like some breeds of pig, if you feed them like too much, they'll just eat and eat and eat and eat. If we feed them too much, we'll come back the next day and the food will still be in the bowl. But apparently that's because of the breed. But they're really cute. They have like a long snout. They seem like they're really good for rooting up the dirt. And they have hair, and they have really pretty colors. These two are always getting in a row with the food. But yeah, it's an interesting breed. I think it's really cool, and I'm enjoying having them so far. I'm gonna bring back the update, except we're probably gonna do it like every week because it seems like things are changing right now. We have got apple blossoms in, and they're so pretty. We have 2 apple trees on the property. One is over by our compost bin, and one is down here by kind of where we park. And I think that we're gonna, if we get some more fruit trees, we're gonna kind of plant them down the driveway there because this one seems to grow. And the previous owner said that there's 2 trees. One of them tastes good and one of them doesn't. I don't really know. Dominic, which tree is the good tree? The one over by the compost is supposedly the good tasting tree, and this one is the poor tasting tree. I don't really know what's up with that or why. I think they're the same type of apple, but who knows. The hens are still doing well. They're out bopping around. They've been enjoying running around and eating all the bugs, so that has been good. Let's go in and see the chicks, the little cheepies. The chicks are definitely growing really, really fast. They poop a lot, so constantly in here trying to clean it. But they've been growing super fast. We feed them like for 12 hours and then take it away. But like in the morning when you go to give them their food, it's like a feeding frenzy and they're wild. They drink a lot of water. So the biggest concern is that we have enough water. So we have got that big one and that little one. And we fill up that big food dish every day, and by the end of the day, I think it holds 11 pounds, and there's about a pound left in it. So for like the 29 birds, they're eating about 10 pounds a day, which is like a lot of food. And I don't know if we mentioned in the last one, we did lose one of the chicks, but it seemed like it was like a failure to thrive type situation. He was just like, his muscle mass was about half of what the other birds were, and he seemed like he was struggling for a couple days, and we Googled it, and it was just, there wasn't really a lot that we could do. So we lost 1 out of 30. We expected to lose, 10%, so like 3. And so that's good so far. This is the food for the pigs, and we don't give it to them dry like this. We have started, because they weren't really eating all of it, and I think they were starting to grow, but we started to put apple cider vinegar and water into the mix and leave it for about 24 hours and like to ferment, and they seem to be enjoying that a lot more.
So the Energizer we have I'll show you, Gallagher M1100 that we got from a company called Fence Fast. And you might say, well, Dominic, a little bit of overkill for 1.5 acres, don't you think? But, you know, if things go the way I want them to, we're going to have a lot more than 1.5 acres in a few years' time. So I won't have to redo this again later. I'm going to install this right here on the wall. I know a lot of people put them outside. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it inside just to make sure it lasts as long as possible. And then I'm going to run a wire out to the floor. There's already a hole down there actually. I'll run the ground and the hot wire out to the floor and to where they need to go. Eventually that's going to be over by the bog for the ground and over on the corner of my H brace where I have the 2 H braces. So I'm going to be digging a ditch maybe in the next few days for that. But today I just need to get something hot over to the pigs, so it'll be getting run over the ground for today. The back page of the book comes with a handy dandy guide, or what's it called? Yeah, template. So it has 2 holes you put the screws into to get them the exact right distance apart. So let's see how good that template works. So it says to install them and leave about 1/8 of an inch for the charger to hook onto. There you go, like a charm. I don't think I had them perfectly straight, but no one's coming near this thing with a level, I don't think. So you just plug it in, and there you go. I don't know if you guys can pick it up on the mic there, but it ticks like that, so that's when it's sending out the electric pulse to the fence. So if you touch the fence in between ticks, I don't think you'd get electrocuted, but or shocked. But if you touch it while it's ticking, that's when you get your shock. So I don't know if you've seen videos of animals touching them before. They might touch it for a second or touch it with their nose, and then it seems fine, and then they get the big pulse. So yep, that's that. So that was easy. So I've got this spool, double insulated cable. So that's what I'll be using to hook to everything on the outside. So I've got 165 feet, which I think is enough for what I need to do. However, I don't have a lot to waste. So I'm going to run it out, make sure it can reach. So the hot side needs to reach where the pigs are for today, right? But I'm going to make the piece, make sure it's long enough that it's going to reach over to the fence where it needs to eventually go after I dig a ditch for it, right? So I'm just going to make sure it's long enough for both purposes before I cut it, and then I'm going to do the same situation for the ground then, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. Do you think it'll spin on that one? Of course not. Of course it wouldn't. So I might have to recruit Jenny for a helping hand on this one. Someone lock me in the barn!
Who's there?
Who's there? Who's there? Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Daddy.
Where's Daddy?
Daddy who?
We locked him in the barn.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Thank you. So down here is where that cable I just ran through the floor. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to run it over to that fence where the pigs are. If it reaches there, it's going to reach over there. It's got to go over to those H braces right there. So that's where it's going to connect onto the fence for the hot. That is a lot closer than the pig fence is over there now. So I'm going to be running the wire above ground for today. And then later on, I'm going to start digging a ditch from here. And I'm going to hang a right and go up to that fence. And I'm going to bury that cable in, and that's what's going to be making our fence hot. So for today, just running it over the ground, and that'll buy me a week or so for digging the ditch and running all my 5 strands on the perimeter fence. Also, the stairs still here, so I know you guys probably wouldn't watch the channel anymore if it wasn't for the stairs, right? Oh my God, there's a 4x4 post under here. Perfectly good 4x4 post. And some siding. I've never looked in here before. I don't see my cable though. Oh, there it is. Where's my cable? Okay, I need your help. Or you don't need to, hey, you don't need to spin it. It'll spin, just make sure it doesn't get caught, or make it so I can pull it easy. Yeah, your 2 fingers, that's why I'm sending you in there. What? Need more. 1 second, hold still. Where's your sister, buddy? I have a different question. Why don't you have shoes on? Go put your shoes on. Wherever they are, go put them on. What are you complaining about now?
Jeannie was spilling the chicken water everywhere and she kicked my leg.
Oh my God. I'm thinking of running my ground wires right along the side of this bog. So every 10 feet, right along the edge of here. Then Jenny's gonna have to dig a ditch back to the barn.
Yeah.
The problem with that being there's so many roots. Yeah. So the other option is to put the ground, this is where the hot wire is gonna come up to the posts and attach on to make our fence hot. So the other option is to run the ground along under the ground in the same ditch. Benefit being you only have to dig 1 ditch then. And then hooking onto the 4th wire, making that a ground wire. And then putting the grounds down there in the bog on that side where all that dirty wood is. Disadvantage being I'm going to lose a wire, the ability to make one of the wires hot, which I don't like. Benefit is I just dig 1 ditch instead of 2.
Touch the string.
Negative is for today when I just want to make that hot over there, I'm going to have to run. I'm going to have to do a bunch of stuff with the H brace and all that.
Touch
So
the string.
it's not as wet over here too. So over there I think it'd be wetter. And the guy told me the wetter the better.
Dad,
Not that I think dry ground is going to be a problem in Nova Scotia and Cape Breton. Well, same as me. I don't know what I'm doing. Might as well ask one of them. Should we do 4 wires or 5 wires?
16 wires.
Oh, geez.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah. I won't be taking advice from him. Pulling it over there to do my plan I just talked about. So to try to avoid some of the roots, I'll make my first one maybe right here somewhere. Oh my God, more garbage. Why did I come down here? So yeah, I'll probably put my first one maybe right here. Okay, Daddy's gonna pull on it and make it loose. And you walk over towards that really fat tree over there on the end, okay? Yeah. Go further. That's 165 feet already? Bummer.
What's the emergency?
Big emergency.
What is the big emergency?
We don't got enough cable. That's a perfect dramatic effect, buddy. We don't got pigs yet, Jeannie. Pigs are coming soon. Wow. What are we gonna do? Okay, let go, buddy. Don't.
I'm pretending it's a big rope. Then I'm pretending
So this only gets us to the fence. So this is the grounding wire.
I'm pretending that it's my rope.
And this just barely gets us to the
and
fence.
I hooked it onto a tree.
So what it needs to do is get us to the fence and then get us 40 more feet because they need to have 10 feet between the ground rods. No, 30 more feet. Can you join these up later? I'm going to drive in the ground rod right there next to that post. And then I'm going to put the ground rod every 10 feet or so going that way. Right past that dump over there. Dump number 19. I think I can get 2, I got enough wire to get in 2 ground rods today, which is plenty for today. And it's plenty, like I said, the further ones down, once I get them all in, I'm assuming I can go from cable to cable with this. I'll buy another spool of cable because I'm going to have to do the gate too. It's going to come, the ground wire out, it's going to come to the same place the hot wire is going to end up permanently. It's going to get onto the ground here, and we're going to have at least 2 grounds in connected today. If I got enough wire, I'll do 3, but I don't think I'll have enough wire to do all of them. I think I'll just get 2. And then I'll when I get my next spool, I'll connect onto this one to do the other 2 ground rods. But this is enough to make it hot for today for sure.
You got the grounding rods?
Grounding rods. So I got 5. No, 4. I got 4. I think I'll just get 2 in today though. But we'll see. If it looks like I got room for a third one, I'll put on a third one. But I don't imagine that happening.
Cool.
Anyway, I need the sledge with a cracked handle, so we'll see how that goes. The grounding rods, I got some clamps here too. So this is a clamp you put on the ground rod that's sticking out of the top to make really good contact with the. So the grounding clamps go over the ground rod, and I'll put my wire through here, and then clamp it on so it's making good contact with the ground. The ground rod, I'm going to pound in the first one right next to the fence. I'm a bit of an expert. I watched like 3 YouTube videos this morning, and I didn't see anyone who said you couldn't do that. So I'm going to use Airbud rules and say I'm going to pound that in right there, and that way there's no, you know, over in the woods over there, then we just have like, oh, that's where the ground rods are, no one go over there kind of a thing. So if it's right along here, it won't be touching the electric fence, and it'll be close to the electric fence, so it'll be a shorter connection. And you know, there's it's not like the kids are going to be frolicking over here at any point in time, so I think it's the best place to put it. It's not going to be in the way of anything. One good tip I did see online was to put the clamp on before you start driving it, because when you start driving it, it could mushroom a bit on the top, and then you won't get the clamps on after. So as far as I know, I got to drive these all the way in. Just leave a little bit on top to hook onto with the ground wire. So back to pounding.
It must have hit a rock or something, but it's not going down any further. Oh, it is going down. It's definitely going down.
Okay.
It's just not going down very fast. Problem.
Your turn yet?
What?
Your turn yet?
I gotta go check on the children. See ya.
I'm just going to show you why they say to put that grounding clamp on before you start driving. As you can see, there's no way I'd be able to get it on now. Yeah, so that was good advice. So, as far as I know, I've just got to run my ground wire right through there, strip it a little, and run it right up through that hole. It doesn't look big enough. Let's hope it is. And where it's stripped, it'll rest there on the metal. And then I just keep that cable going. I tighten it on. And then I keep the cable going down to the next ground rod, which I'm going to drive down there. And that was lots of fun. That's 11 feet. I actually don't want to go too far because like I said, I'm a little short on cable, so I need to get 2 connected today for sure. Although I'm sure one will do it for now, for what we're using. Where we don't, it's just going right there, so. Let's do 2 to be safe, and then I'll get more wire and attach on and do the other 2 by and by. Okay, it's starting to rain a bit, so Jenny said this camera's not very good for the rain. So I got my posts in. I'll just really quickly show you what I'm going to do. This wire is going to come and hook onto the first post. And then from there I'm going to bring it down and hook it onto this post. And that'll be the grounds then. So I might go have a glass of water. If the rain has stopped, I'll bring you guys back out.
To carry it up. I could hear you carrying it up the stairs. A bit of a struggle, is it?
Oh my god, so heavy. What?
What?
What do you get that in my face for?
You were so much more pleasant the other day. Earlier today.
Earlier today. Full now, I don't want to be working. Should never eat. Never eat in the middle of the day. I'm giving it up. ruins me.
Alright, what are you doing now?
Well, I got my hot wire, I got my grounding done. I got my hot wire run over. It's over the ground for now because this is not where it's going permanently, so I don't want to dig it under now. So all I have left to do, and I want to get the pigs back before dark, so I got to leave kind of soon, is I'm going to take these stepping posts. They're, I don't know what they are, Gallagher, I think. Double foot plastic tread in, made in Poland. Interesting.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, these are the stepping posts, so these are going to go inside all along the fence. And that's what I'm going to be wrapping the wire on. I guess they go this way, actually. And I'll be wrapping the wire on here, on the inside, the poly wire from the reel. I'll be putting that around the inside, so the pigs will get trained to the electric fence. And I think they've already been trained, but they haven't, I don't know what their setup is where they are, so we need to train them to what we have. So they're used to seeing these posts and whatnot. And then just as a, so yeah, this will be the first line of defense, is the poly wire that's hot. Then there's this physical barrier, which is no real physical barrier. I'm sure if I left the pigs in here within a day, they'd be out, obviously. Like, I didn't build it higher end because this is temporary. These are all coming out. These posts are coming out and everything. The outside ones are staying on. I'll just move up the longers and put wire on it to keep out rabbits and these guys.
And where's this going to become?
What's that? This is going to be our garden. So the pigs are going to till up this area. I said this earlier in the video.
Oh.
I'll say it again, but
Yeah.
the pigs are going to till up this whole area, and we'll plant anything that goes like deep, like potato or carrot or whatever, root vegetables. We'll plant over in this area because the pigs will be after tearing up all the grass and killing everything. And ooh, get that out of there. I thought I picked up all the scrap. And then over here, we're not going to till. We'll just lay down cardboard and put compost and soil right on top of it. And that's where we'll plant the snap peas and the lettuce and things like that that don't need underground space. Yep, so first line of defense is the poly wire. And then this physical barrier is just if they get a shock and they accidentally turn and bolt or something, they'll slam into that and that'll take an abrupt hit and they'll get shocked again, I guess, because the wire is going to be all around. But it's just that, you know, if they panic and run, if there's no physical barrier, they could run out through the wire, which is what you don't want. So they're going to get really good training in here, hopefully. And then the third line of defense is going to be the net. The netting, also from Gallagher. We bought all that stuff from Fence Fast, which is a company out west, out in BC. So that's going to be around the perimeter as a nice tall visual, also electrified, just extra overkill protection. I don't think they're gonna, I doubt they'll even touch one of these longers the whole time they're in there. Really, I'm sure they'll get one shock from the poly braid and they'll be smart enough not to touch it again. And they're gonna be well fed and stuff, so if they were hungry they might test the limits a bit more, but they'll be, I think they'll be good. This is what it's made for, is a handle. This squirt gun. So this reel, it looks like it was broken when I got it. I was like, oh no, a piece broke off, but that's, you just twist this and that unlocks the thing so it can move. And then you can run your wire. So I'm gonna run, maybe, I'll run around, I should put it this way. That should turn it more. So when we get to the point we're putting them in the woods, every time I go to move them, I'll cut a line straight through, step in these posts and do this. And just connect it to both sides of the fence. The Widowmaker's right here. So from here I'm just going to run it up one higher. Or maybe, yeah, one higher. That'll be two strands. That'll be good for them, I think.
Are they okay to be twisted like that?
What do you mean? Over there? I'll fix it.
Oh.
Just tighten this reel on somehow. So, let's see. So that should be taut enough, hopefully. And then it's a bit weird because I'm going around in a circle, but your insulated handle, then you can just wrap around here a few times, I think. The idea is that that'll once I get something real to hook it onto. There you go. So I think that'll do the trick.
Okay.
I'm going to put this up, and then I'm just going to hook on the live. Maybe I'll move the live string in and then jump it. Move the live string in right on the poly braid, directly on the poly braid. By live string, I mean the hot wire from the Energizer. I'll move it right on the, put it right on the poly braid, and then I'll use the jumpers to jump it back out to this. People who do this regularly, it's very easy. So I'm assuming we'll get used to it as well.
A lot of netting.
How long is it? No. I guess we'll just turn it off and I'll step over with the big iron, right? I can move this thing close and connect it right to some of the good stuff. It should connect to the tail as far as I know. Right, so.
Are those connected to the hot wire fence?
Well, I'm going to hook the hot wire fence directly on somewhere. Just going to make a hook in the end of it and just hook it right on. Are these all connected together? Oh yeah, they are. So I guess these are really made for jumping up and down a fence, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. Hope for the best. Right? That can't hurt.
What?
If I'm thinking back to grade 11 science, parallel circuits, that's fine. We'll see now when the smoke starts. Okay, so when I plug this in, it should be electrified. So don't touch it. Okay, so all I did was I stripped off the last couple inches of wire there. Inside of the, attached to the Energizer is that terminal. So I'm just going to put it up through, twist it and hook it on. Tighten it around there. And tighten it on with the knob that comes with it. It should be securely tightened at that point. So when I plug this in, that fence should be hot. Yeah, there were a chicken scream in the background any second. I guess not.
Ooh. Oh, that's the pulses, is it?
Yep.
Oh.
I explained that earlier. 6.4 is low though. So what could be the problem?
This is for science. I had my shoe on earlier and it wasn't very bad, but now I'm going to do it with my shoe on. My heart's going. Okay. Oh!
Don't go locking me in.
I'm trying to get in here.
Can you let me out? I gotta come out now.
Grab that.
I can't grab nothing, buddy. I'm inside.
But I think you blocked in there for Mom.
Can you get her? This is great, Jenny. This is really helping me get my work done. Repeatedly locking me in the barn. Now, of course, I could get out if I wanted to. But you know, there's 29 chicks there. I could live for a while off of them. I can't grab the top, buddy. I'm inside. How can I grab it if I'm inside? What?
Look at the back of it.
Did you tell Mom I'm locked in?
Yeah.
If you could stop locking me in here, that'd be great.
I didn't lock you in.
Oh, he said the top one is locked.
This one falls. So if you close the door while you're in there,
Oh.
it tips over. It
Likely.
happened a bunch of times.
You don't expect me to believe that, do you?
I knew when I
Don't go
happened, I was
cursing.
like, this is gonna happen to Dominic. He's gonna get
Don't go cursing. You're on camera.
There, I got. There's a bottle in the ground.
Oh, there's more stuff in the ground? That's impossible.
Somebody grounded the bottle in the ground.
At this point, buddy,
What?
it's better to stop looking for stuff, probably. Who's coming?
Jenny.
You want to go see the pigs? I hope you're going to be that excited in the fall.
Oink.
Don't go in the water.
There.
What sound does a pig make?
Oink, oink.
Oink, oink.
There it goes. Then
Yeah.
look, I climbed
You ready,
this
Jeannie?
tree.
Peppa Pig.
Then look,